Hello, my name is Sogi of Valorant.gg, and I'm joined here with Coach Alex from PaperX for live Champions Seoul coverage following the PaperX versus FUT Esports group stage matchup. Thank you for accepting today's interview. First off, congratulations on the win here today. So I'd like to start off by asking about your previous match against G2. Your opening match wasn't exactly the best. You didn't even hit double digits on one map. However, you've had 5 days of downtime before today's game. So what mistakes from your opening match did you look to kind of patch up in the downtime that you've had before playing against FUT?
I mean, it's been a long season, so we didn't really have time to actually work on our map pool. There's always something to do, and even then they tossed Abyss in halfway through, and removed one of our better maps on split, so we had to spend a lot of time on Abyss. Realized that maybe that's not the right map to spend time on, and it showed against G2. So I think we went back to the drawing board. I think we put a lot of effort in trying to make sure that the maps that we used to be good on, we're good on. So like Bind, Lotus, Icebox, we want to make sure that those are good again. And also on the side, we tried to work on a little bit of Abyss, a little bit of Ascent, a little bit of Haven.
Right.
So something like that.
Thank
So
you.
basically just brushing out map pool.
Thank you. FUT is also a team that you've had experience with in the past. You played them last year in Champions 2023. So did you kind of have any thoughts on the rematch today?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they make incredible signings, like ETJ and if I recall correctly, it's Senior and ETJ this year. So I might be wrong, but
No, it is. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, those guys are super good. So I expected this game to be even harder. It was. I mean, they almost took Sunset away from us. It's a map they were super confident on. So for it to be that close, it's a little bit alarming. Yeah, I think basically the way they lost Sunset caused them to spiral out of control and Bind. Not really that Bind was super good by us,
Right.
but I think it's a mental thing. It was a bit difficult for them.
So moving on to map one, we're gonna move on to Sunset now. So ever since you began using the Sunset comp that you're using right now, you haven't lost once. You currently have an 11-0 record with the comp.
Shit.
So, so what do you think kind of makes this specific comp so strong for PaperX?
I think Comfort Agents, a good understanding of the map. I think we were one of the first to play Sunset in the whole scene because we played Africa TV. So I think how these maps work. You get confidence on the map and then you build on it, and then you feel as though it's a map that you are comfortable on, and it sort of builds, and you can build I mean, getting early wins is very important. I think that really happened for us. Also, I think most people don't play with Sage, so very very hard for teams that are not used to it. So we try not to scrim too much, in case people get used to it and don't lose our edge.
Thank you. So moving on to the second half as well, even with a 7-5 lead in your defense, FUT managed to start kind of taking rounds at the very start. It kind of looked like their momentum would have maybe spiraled out a bit out of control, but you called a timeout around 16 with their fourth round to the half. So what did you kind of discuss by then?
Yeah, that was I think a game plan change. We were trying to push really aggressively on the sides of the map, and I think they were running away from us. And I needed the boys to recognize that, and I let them sort of figure it out themselves after that. But I basically just told them what was happening and why we needed to either rotate faster, push faster. I gave them a few options. They chose the right one, thankfully.
All right, thank you. So, and then also, did you feel any panic did you feel any panic kind of set in amongst the team after they went up 11-9?
I mean, I don't think they were panicking, but I was panicking. Because I mean, we've had some really bad losses this year, and sometimes it really I can see the mental state spiral out of control. So I was more worried that losing the map would make them feel as though they were not good enough again, And it's been something we've been trying to address. But thankfully, I mean, I thought they played for each other for once, very very comfortable, and they were helping each other out. Not for once, but it's back to the old. Recently we've been a bit too concerned about individual performance, and each player, they're trying extra hard to contribute, and I think that's hurting their performance sometimes. So it's good to see today is gone back to the way they were before.
Thank you. So despite taking map 1 13-11, it wasn't really the kind of win that you were expecting for, maybe more favor towards you rather than ending round 24. So were there any kind of problems that you noticed, and did you look to kind of patch anything up before heading into bind with the team?
No, I think I just let them ride the high. I think they were really happy to get the first win in Champions, first map on Champions. Also on a very comfortable map, I thought it was important. So I didn't really say much. We just when they sat down, and I kind of briefed them a little bit of what we should do on bind.
Thank you. So moving on to map 2 as well, we've only seen Bind played once for Paper Rex ever since Shanghai. You played it once at DRX in the lower final of VCT Pacific. So why has the team kind of been reluctant to play Bind for at Split 2, and what have you been working on until this point?
I think I think I think losing with the Harbour Com has hurt us very much. I think because it used to be like something we were very comfortable on. I think we didn't put enough effort into it. We didn't get something about like fate just bothers us when it comes to playing Harbour. Like the scans are too high. We blocked ourselves off from shooting our own scans, which doesn't make sense, and then we just get shot through smokes. And I think that took a massive hit to our confidence. And after that, like when you go back to the drawing board and you're trying to fit Euro in, you're trying to fit Omen in, trying different stuff, you tend to like you're spiraling out of control a little bit. And I think we went back after losing to G2, and they themselves said, okay, look, we got to do something about Bind. They said, let's try Metacom, let's try stuff we're comfortable with, and so far so good.
Right. And speaking of comps as well, you entered Bind with the more meta picks right now, kind of like what 100 Fuse has been kind of pioneering on Bind. So why did you kind of opt to pick the more meta comp instead of a more traditional thing, whereas you previously ran like Reyna, Yoru, Harbor,
Well, I mean,
traditional.
I honestly still want to run Yoru, but at this point, there's no time. This is one of those comps where you actually need a lot of like time, like off season kind of comp. Where we cook it up a bit. This season has been a bit tight, so anytime you want to innovate, you're taking a huge risk, and I think we decided that risk is too huge to take at this point.
Thank you. And then also, do you think kind of like the lack of material for Bind from Paper Rex, do you think that kind of hurt FUT into today's matchup?
Oh, for sure. I'm very sure they prepared for a Euro, and I mean, it just throws you off, right? You've lost your first map, and then after that, you have to suddenly play a comp. You feel like you're playing something and it changes, and it looks like your game plan. I mean, if your game plan goes wrong at the start, sometimes like I've done it before. Like we've gotten game plan completely wrong, the comp change completely, and it's super hard to play. So I imagine that like it just played in their minds as well.
Right. And then the series ultimately ended 2-0 for Paper Rex. So even after a rough loss previously to G2, how do you feel about the team's form after today's performance? And do you kind of feel as though there are still things that need to be fixed up?
I mean, of course, there's stuff to work on. Lots, I think, but at least I think it's a return to confidence. I'm hoping. What was the question again? Sorry.
Just kind of like, do you kind of like, how do you rate the team's form after
form,
today?
like-
Yeah.
I mean, the way we played today, I think is good. I'm hoping it continues, but I know that we are like on a slippery slope. My opinion, players really want to perform really really well. They want to like do right by everyone, fans, haters, whatever. And by me as well. So yeah, the other stress is we're working on it. But I'm hoping that like they manage to like feed the energy from this game, and like try and go all the way. We really need to win the next game so we can get our lifeline back. I think that's will help a lot.
Hopefully so. So like kind of out of 10, like if that makes it simpler for you.
7? It would be 7.
Okay,
Maybe.
not bad. Yeah. So then lastly, you're now set for yet another rematch of EDG. This is your 6th time playing against them. How do you feel about that matchup once more against, like, especially off the back of their relatively good showing against G2?
Funny thing is, I think we've only played the same lineup twice in those 6 maps. Right? This would be, and even then now they're changing. So it's like we play a new team every time. Either we change or they change. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think they're deadly now. I think they've got from strength to strength. I think winning Chang'e, with a new player, it's a big deal for them. I think big performance against G2, they could have easily won that game, and then we would have been in a really big problem. So I'm low-key kind of happy there. Because I don't think at this point we're okay to play G2 at the moment.
All good, bro.
Slightly more favorable matchup, I think. I would say it's going to be even game. I'm hoping that we figure out how to play around Kang, and should be okay. I think. I hope.
Rightfully so. Well, in that case, thank you so much, Alex. Good luck on your next match.